Hey guys, let me do a sound check. Make sure my earbuds working fine. My audio, I'm not cutting in and out and um, crackling and popping and all that good shit.
Hey Foxy, can you hear us?
Yeah, let us know, Foxy. Mm-mm-mm. And hi, Canine Mom. Hi, Foxy. Hi, Toad. Oh, he got the Crocs.
Uh-oh.
Lightning McQueen Crocs. Now he be styling and profiling.
Congrats, Toad.
Back and forth between yours and Meg's. Hi, Larissa. Welcome in. Is is the audio okay, guys? Can you hear? Can you hear us fine? This has been a $78. Woohoo! I have you on the phone. Meg's on laptop. Oh my gosh, Larissa, you sound like me. I used to do that all the time. I used to have different devices up, watching different things. Um.
Hey, Carol
Oh,
freaking
there's
Claus.
sexy wild thing clothes. Yeah, I've been working on this live for a while now. I've been wanting to talk about it, but really, didn't know how. It's a touchy subject for me. Your name is longer than what you put on chat. Oh, Lord. But I wanted to talk about the other side of addiction. I know a lot of people fight the evil battle of addiction, but I'm on the other side. I had a close family member that battled addiction, my sister actually. And so I've always wanted to talk about my side of it, but just to be, I'm going to be, how blunt I am and how I'm just being honest. Um, I just never have came out and talked about anything because I used to be judgmental. Um, I used to kind of be embarrassed to talk about. And I started thinking, what the hell's wrong with you, crazy mama? Why be embarrassed? I love my sister more than anything. And why be embarrassed of it? So I wanted to come out and talk about this side with you all and, you know, my point of view, my side of it. Um, I never, like I said, I never wanted to speak on it. I never wanted to tell her story. And I actually used to be one of those that I used to judge until the addict became my sister. That will humble your ass real quick. Trust me on that. Thanks, Foxy. Um, I know, shame on me for ever, judging, but I did. I was one of them that judged. Um, Nay, no, please don't. I am so happy you're all talking about this. My sister is an addict. Mama Bear, I feel you, girlfriend. I feel you. That's I lost my sister a year ago from addiction, actually. And like I said, I've never wanted to talk about it. I've always been ashamed. Didn't know really how to talk about it without being emotional. But it's time. It's time that her story's told. And my mother raised us to be scared of drugs, and of course they know to drugs. You know how that life was. I used to be an addict, not drugs but alcohol. Larissa, yeah, I've heard your story. Your story's actually a good story too. Thanks, Larissa, and thanks everybody for coming in. I know I haven't said hi to everybody, but hey everybody, I'm going to try to go back and forth and talk and read chat, but of course today is just a little different for me, so I might suck at reading chat, but welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. Um, but let's see. I try to take notes so I wouldn't get sidetracked. But like I said, this is a touchy subject for me, and I'm going to try to keep my emotions intact. Of course, I'm able to talk about it now without getting all upset because, like I said, her story needs told. But let's see. My mother, like I
Well, I'm
said, she
here
raised
just
us.
in case. Don't. You're gonna be okay.
Yes, Nay's always got me.
That's
But
right.
my mother, yeah, she raised us to be, say no to drugs, don't touch them, be scared of them. I was scared to death. I never did dabble with them. Yeah, of course I tried marijuana. I don't like that shit, but I tried it. I won't deny it. But it's not as simple as just saying no. You have some demons you want to battle, which that's what my sister had, and she tried to mask it with drugs. She did. I watched her lose herself and become someone I no longer recognized. It broke my heart to watch this too. It's hard to watch a family member you love lose herself and become somebody you no longer fucking recognize. And the thing is, it's it's so awful because like I'm a fixer. I want to fix everybody. I want to help people, and I never could help her. No matter how hard I tried. I tried so hard to help my sister, and I never could. She never could admit that she was actually an addict, that she had a problem. So when they can't recognize it themselves, it's hard for them to get clean when they can't recognize. Let me take a little break. Hi LFT, hi TF, hi Megs, hi Art, PJ, um, Gray Squirrel, Tracy. I said hi to Mama Bear. Oops, I almost timed you out, Mama Bear. Eddie, what's up, Eddie? Um, yes, it's hard to be a fixer, Larissa, especially with something like this because you become defeated. I, my sister was my best friend, and she got so lost. It was just, I felt helpless. You feel so helpless that you don't know how to fix something, especially because you don't understand. And, still to this day, I don't understand it. I don't understand it one bit. Hi, MK. Welcome in. Run your errands, boy. Keep your eyes on the road and off a chat. Hi, Moon Kitten. Welcome in. But don't forget Nightbot, Nay, and Art and Foxy. So years ago, I moved my sister in with me. We moved a camper up to my house. I moved her in. I put carpet in it, made it a little home for her and her boys. I thought, she needs out of the area she was in, away from the people that she was with. So I welcomed her into my home. She got clean. It took her a little while, but she got clean. She decided to, um, step out into the real world, and she thought, she had this. So then she started working, got into meet with some different people. She dabbled back in with it. And before, I think at first it started with actually alcohol, like you were saying, Larissa. It started with alcohol. She smoked a little pot, but then it went to heavier stuff. And I knew something wasn't right, you know. Um, like I said, she changed. So I set her down. I had a talk with her. She always came to me when she needed anything. She needed to vent, chat, whatever. She came to me. So she said, yeah, she tried certain things, but she decided she just tried it. It wasn't for her. Little did I know, she continued it. She said, I think it was called chasing the dragon, she would say, because that first high that she felt, she loved that feeling. And that's a feeling she always tried to get again. But she never could find it, never could feel like that again after her first time or whatever. Like I said, I never understood. I hope I'm making sense because I know I'm just rambling now, but um, I never could understand it, and to this day, I still don't understand it. I'm trying for like us, for other people too that has to deal with a loved one, going through this shit. Hey Shay, welcome in. Hey Muse News, welcome in. Um, but anyway, I watched this beautiful, smart soul. She had her shit together. Man, she was the sister that always had her shit together. She used to help me, when I was younger. I got pregnant early, of course, when I was younger. She always helped me, always stepped up, was always there for me. And then it became her turn. I had to step up and help my sister. But then it got to the point where I didn't know how to help her, and it crushed me. I felt helpless. I didn't know how to. fix her, as my famous word, fix. I wanted to be a fixer. That I felt like I could fix anything, anybody, but somehow I didn't know how to fix her. The one person I needed to fix the most and help, I couldn't fix her. Um, the whole I used to sit up at night waiting and worrying because if I didn't hear from her, I used to hear from her a lot, but if it was like a week would go past and I didn't hear anything, it would scare me to death. I was like, oh shit, I'm waiting for that dreaded phone call that something bad had happened to my sister. Well, finally the one night did come. And the people they hang around with, they are piece of shits and they don't give a shit about you. The people that's enabling you and helping you get high, watching you, trying to talk you into it because they need their fix, so they're going to get you high because they can get their fix from it too. It's fucking disgusting. Um, when she passed away, do you know I had to hear through the grapevine? And all of her people, all of her little drug buddies knew how to reach me. They knew how to contact me. They didn't even have the balls to contact me because they knew I was going to be pissed the fuck off. So I heard through the grapevine that she had passed. And I think it was the day before she had tried to contact me. And I had a voicemail from her saying, please get a hold of me. I need I need help. I need out of here, but in a secretive way. I don't want anybody to know about it. I'm scared for my life and I just need to leave from where I'm at. Well, I didn't answer her because I didn't know how to help her anymore. It got to the point where it was like I didn't want to be an enabler. So I had to put my foot down, not really turn my back on her because every time she reached out to me, I did talk to her and talk her through whatever she was going through, but it became a thing to where I didn't want to give her money because Lord knows where her money would go. I actually didn't want to feed her, didn't want to help her do this and that because the money that she did have, she would take my money or my food, say, for things and spend her money on the drugs. So it became like, what the hell do I do? Like I said, I didn't know how to help her. So anytime she was hungry, of course, I did help her. I didn't turn my back on her when it came to things like that. Oh, I missed a whole big story too. Like I moved her in with me for the second time. I did do that. She couldn't pay her bills, so she lost her place, had to move in with me. And then she knew the rules here. We live a drug-free life, so no drugs in my home allowed. No, you can't be high living with me. You have to, you know, get your shit together if you want to live with me. And I'm here for it. I'll help you do whatever you need. I'm here for it. I couldn't, she didn't want to do the whole rehab shit because she kept saying she don't have a problem. She kept saying, you know what, crazy, I can't sit here and go get help because I don't have an issue. I guess I'm just going to have to go get high and to go get help. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, Ange? Like, yes, you need help. Um, but she couldn't admit to it. So when they can't admit to it, they're not going to get help. You know, the only thing I do regret is I wish I would have talked to somebody in order to get advice on how to help her. I didn't do that. That's one thing I didn't do. And that's one regret I do have. Um, for a long time, like I said, I freaking judged, man, I was hard on myself. Like I felt guilty. I felt like it was my fault because she reached out to me the day before, that she had passed. I know I'm going in circles. Hell, I'm like, my mind is so all over the place, and I apologize, you all, if you can't keep up. Because I forgot I was
Listen,
sitting
I'm
there
gonna I'm gonna
talking.
hop in for a second and just say it's important for families to get help and advice about it because a lot of the time it's harder for them to watch their
Yeah,
loved ones go through it than it is the loved ones to be doing what they're doing because they are not themselves, They don't I am a recovering, well, a pretty much recovered addict. It's been 14, 15-ish years. Um, my family also had to turn their back on me, and they didn't go get any kind of counseling, or they didn't know how to handle it. It doesn't come with a manual, and most of them don't understand that there's nothing until the addict is ready to be done with that life. There's nothing you can do for them.
yeah.
So you breathe. I just wanted you to take a little break.
Well, and that's the thing, what Nate just said. She she would never admit that she had a problem. She kept saying that she could stop whenever she wanted. And I actually believe that she felt like that, that she felt she could stop. But little did she know that's a fucking devil. That once it gets a hold of you, it grabs a hold of you. Before you know it, you can't let go. You can't control it. That's how I mean, like I said, I watched her. I watched her become somebody that I no longer recognized my sister. That sweet, loving, innocent girl. I no longer recognized her. When she moved in with me, she made my life a living hell. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Like, I'm here to speak the truth about the situation. And it's the ugly truth, you know. I had to put her out because my son, he was 16 at the time, and he found her drug bag, whatever you want to call it. It had needles and stuff in it. He found that. He came out scared to death and was like, "Man, mom, what is this? Like, is she diabetic? What?" And that's all he thought. He thought she was a diabetic because he seen this stuff. I'm like, when I seen it, I was so pissed. I was actually headed to a funeral it was the day I was headed to a funeral. So thank God, because everything happens for a reason, or I would have whooped her ass. And that stopped me because I had to go out the door when my son found it. And I would have had a lot of regrets whooping her ass, to be honest. So, but I was so pissed because I thought, man, my son could have touched the powder, whatever that was in there, and could have, he could have OD'd. Any kid, like, you don't, God, it pissed me off so bad. So anyway, when I had to put her out, um, of course, I got rid of the shit. Um, I don't know, it might have been a month or two after the fact. She moved in with somebody else that made the drugs, I guess a meth lab, whatever you want to call it, at his house, and that's where she moved into, and that's where she died. She lost her life there. Um, and that piece of shit, I swear, like I said, they didn't have no balls to call me and contact me telling me that my sister was gone. It took me a day before I even found her. Um, Here I knew she was gone, but had no idea where my sister was. So I finally found that she was at the medical examiner's office. It took them shit. I was talking to LFT and Tia at the time. It took them, LFT, I think, if you're still here, it took months, didn't it, for me to even, for them to release her for the funeral home. Like, it was awful because they had to investigate everything, where how it happened or whatever. And they had to make sure there was no foul play. Um, it was an awful experience. And that's the thing that I think the addict don't realize, how bad they're hurting their loved ones. It it broke my heart. She broke my heart, actually. Like, and that's what they don't realize, that they become so selfish. And Ange she was not a selfish person at all, but she became so selfish. And it's like, who gives a shit, who they're hurting or anything.
Yeah, they don't
Um,
see it. All they care about is
uh-uh.
that next fix. That's all that matters. And it's
Yeah,
sad because they're not really like that. Drugs change
yeah,
you.
yeah. Right, LFT, that piece of shit is putting it kindly. They knew the whole, like, I was talking to them, they was helping me through it. Um, don't mess with crazy, hurt farm like that. Exactly. Hey, absent friends, how are you? Um, Anybody that came in, oh, Art, don't time them out. I think that was a boo boo, Art. I hope. I don't know how to fix it, but hold on just a minute. Shit. I think I fixed it. Okay. No, I didn't. I can't fix that timeout. You'll be right back. But Art, if you're pocket modding, stop it. Damn it.
Crazy, try
Yes,
muting
it
and
was.
unmuting you a little
You.
crackly.
Okay. I think I have to hold on just a minute. Okay, is that better? Am I still crackly, you all?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was muting or unmuting, or if it was I had to exit stream and come back, so I'm good. Okay. Um and the whole late night calls always made me sick to my stomach. It scared the shit out of me because I thought, here's the call. Here's a call that I'm gonna get. It's gonna be about my sister no longer being with us. So it not that it was a relief, because Lord knows, no, I would have her back. But it was like I don't have to worry about any of these late night calls. And I know that makes it sound. It's not that I'm glad that she's gone, because I'm not. I would do anything to take, to get my sister back, of course. Um, but that did become, you never knew, that the late night calls was scary always, because you was like, my God, that's the whole, this is going to be the call that sounds better than I typically do. Okay, LFT, good. Um, and like I said, I'll never understand the addiction from the addict's point of view, and that's okay. Um, I just know that it's not my place to judge them, and that's my biggest thing that I had to learn and humble myself with, is that I realized that it's not my place to understand. And let's see, Shay, I think you mean her mind is at peace now. Yes, Shay, like she don't suffer anymore, because she had some things happen to her in her past that she couldn't she couldn't get over, to be honest. And I'm not excusing it, because I'm not. I don't believe in there's just no excuses for it. So, and I know that sounds mean of me, but it's the truth. That's how I feel. I'm here to say how I feel. But she tried to fix that with drugs, and it didn't. It made it worse, because from the story she told me, it didn't make her situation, what she went through, go away as a thing. It didn't go away. If anything, it made it worse. She thought about it more and more, because that's all she talked about was her past when she was high. So I wish, if anything, addicts would understand that too. Like, it don't fix the problem that you're going through. Drugs isn't the answer, and I wish people would understand that. And I know, yeah, this might be easy for me to say, because I'm not I don't dabble with drugs, so it probably is easier for me to say, and I'm sorry for that. If it makes me sound shitty or whatever. But yes, art numbs. She used that word so much, so
Yep,
much.
yep, that's what I was about to say. That's how I got
Okay.
started because I was terrified of drugs, but I was in a certain situation that I won't go into that I was numbing myself from. And the more it works, the more you want to numb it. If you can't get out of the situation, if that makes sense, it doesn't make it
Oh,
okay. It also doesn't make you a bad person for feeling the way that you feel about it. Um, the only person that can understand an addict is another addict. You have to go through it to know. You know what I mean? Just like I don't understand what it's like to go through from your perspective because I've watched addiction or whatever, but I've never had to deal with it with any of my close family members. So it's not easy for me to see it from your point of view. All I can see it is from mine and why I did the things that I did. And you don't
right.
know it at the time. You think I'm just going to do it and, just to get through this night or just to get through the next 30 minutes or whatever it is. And then before you know it, because you always think you can stop, but before you know it, you can't even get up off the couch without it. You cannot function.
Right. That's what she said. And she was always in a lot of pain. Like, she would hurt. She couldn't, like you said, she couldn't function, mind, body, or anything. Like, she couldn't get up and do anything. That's what she said a lot of times. And I never understood that. But once it hooks you, it hooks you. From, the way she explained it. Like I said, I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it. And then I realized it's not my place to understand it, actually. It's not. It's not up to me to understand it. I just knew that, I'm always here for anybody that needs to talk. Um, because especially from my side of my point of view, because I've never dabbled with it. Nay, on the other hand, she's been on the other side. She can help with that.
Yep, and I'm here. If anybody wants to contact me, I'll drop my email, whatever. Everyone needs someone to talk to, and no one should feel shamed or
Right.
unsafe to talk about it. No one should be talked bad about for it because addiction doesn't choose. You know what I
Right.
mean? It just happens. You can't, no one wants to live that way. No one wants to die that way.
Right. And that was a lot for me is that when I said it humbled me. I used to judge. I did because I didn't understand it. And a lot of times people are judged, which is not okay. And I do regret that. I do regret that more than anything because like I said, I used to judge until the addict became my sister. And then it humbles you real quick. So there's no place, we only have one judge and that's the man above. Who the hell are we to judge anybody? We're It's not okay. It's not okay. And I was even ashamed and embarrassed to tell my sister's story because I'm like, man, I'm going to be judged for this. She's going to be. It wasn't so much me, it was her being judged. And I thought, if any motherfucker judges her and says anything negative, I'm going to, oh God, I'll come after throat punch that motherfucker. So that was
Yep.
my
If
issue.
anyone does, you're the piece of shit, just so you know.
Yep. Yep. And I knew that was my issue that I just wouldn't tolerate the shit. So I just couldn't handle it. And then I thought, you know what? I need to tell her story. That it is her story and I shouldn't be ashamed. She shouldn't be ashamed. It's so I decided to go ahead and I've been working on this for a little while. It's just like I said, it's a touchy subject for me. It's hard for me to talk about because I've never done it. Let's see, Shay. I agree and also making yep, that somebody is using illegal or abusing. That's wrong. I've seen this firsthand recently and I'm fuming. Right. Absolutely, Shay. Foxy, I watched my mother drink herself to death right in front of me. So I helped take care of her and my brother when she went on a binge. Aw, she was a binger. Yeah, that's the thing is, and it's hard. So Foxy, you know how it is. It is so hard watching a loved one like that because you don't know how to help. You don't know how to help at all. Thanks, Tracy. Nope, no judgment. It can happen to any of us. Absolutely. Let's see, Larissa, I feel like addiction also has so much to do with mental health as well. Abso-fucking-lutely, Larissa. That was my sister's issue. There was a lot of things that she went through that she didn't want to face either. And so, like, she would use that word that Art used earlier. It would numb her. It would help her numb the pain, the mental pain. Most of us use because we are running or trying to numb the pain. Exactly. Yep. Exactly, Larissa. Yep.
Well, and all I'll say to anyone out here who's suffering with it now, um, it doesn't go away. You're just going to numb it until the next time. It's a snowball effect. It doesn't get
Right.
rid of it.
Yeah. See, that's the biggest thing that, oh, you're okay, Krasuma. Family, real life shit comes first. That's the thing that I wish that she would have seen and understood that it didn't help anything. If anything, it made it worse. She was in her head worse, being high and even not being high. Like to me, just listening to her, she was worse when she was high. I felt like she done some crazy fucked up shit. You talking about paranoid? Like I said, it brought her to my kid was scared of her and he's scared of shit. He was like, oh my God, what's Anna Ange out there doing now? Like she done some crazy shit. It was insane.
Well, you know
My
what?
brother.
To her, that probably made her feel normal. I didn't know her, so I can't speak for her, but my addiction was pain pills. And when I took them, I felt normal. I didn't, I wasn't living in my head. I wasn't full of anxiety. I felt level. Now, I never got to the extent where anyone could really tell, but mine
Right.
was more just to maintain just that normal feeling.
To feel normal. God,
Yeah.
that's awful. That's so sad. Like that breaks my heart to hear that. Like to feel normal. Mm,
Yep. Because
yeah.
I don't know how she felt about therapy and all of that, but that was foreign to me. Like there was no way in the world. I didn't believe in that. I was like, if I want to talk to someone, I'll just go sit down and talk to my sister. Because my sister was also, my support system until she had
Right.
enough, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the
but
hardest
therapy
thing
was just
though.
not an option.
Right. And that's how we was raised, we're tough. We have to be able to battle through whatever. We're nothing should affect and bother us. That we're tougher than hell. We can handle whatever. But it just went to show that no, that's not true. That we all need help. We all need help. Yep. And see, that's
Yep,
the
and it's nothing to be ashamed of, no matter what it is you need help with.
right. No, I've gained some awesome friends. MK's still listening. Like I said, MK, keep your eyes on the road and not chat. I'm starting my new mental health journey in a few weeks, so starting to work through the abuse I suffered as a child. I had no idea how it had been affecting me down deep. That's Foxy. See, Foxy, I'm so sorry. Megs, and it's hard to see what's right in front of us. Yes, Megs, that's the truth. Right there's the truth.
Or you don't want
Larissa,
to. It's too painful to see.
well, I think that was a lot of Ange. She didn't want to admit to it. Even having the issue, she never wanted to admit to it. She always said no. She said, "What am I going to have to do? Start taking drugs just because they're going to test me and I don't have anything in my system?" I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sakes!" I knew
That's the
she was higher than
manipulative
hell.
part of an addict. Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
and the manipulation, what you just said. She wasn't that type to do that. So when I said she became somebody that I no longer recognized, that's one thing right there. The manipulation she would do, the dishonest shit. Oh my God, it blew my mind because that wasn't my sister. She wasn't that person. It's
Right.
insane. It's insane
Right.
how they
Neither
become
was I.
somebody else. Yep. Christoma, I haven't spoken to my brother in almost a year. I can't handle his verbal abusive behavior. It triggers my, I can't talk. It triggers my anxiety to the point where it affects my health. Right there is important. That's where golly, I feel that right there, Christoma. That's why I kind of had to not turn my back on her because for some reason I never could go without talking to her. I always had to make sure. I'll put it to you this way: when I would watch the news and I would find out a girl was found in a dumpster, a girl was found deceased, and all that, I had to keep watching to make sure it wasn't my sister. Like it made me sick to my stomach. It tore me up. It always tore me
Mm-hmm.
up. Because, oh Lord, hell, when I'd go out of town, I got one time I had went to the mountains and I don't have service. Got service. My Facebook messages was blown up. Oh my God. We heard about your sister. I'm like, what the fuck? What about my sister? Somebody had said that she had passed, which wasn't true. She didn't pass. Um, she did get arrested the first time and only time she got arrested, due to having drugs on her. But um, it's like you can't live your life. You can't enjoy your family. You can't go on because you're always worried
Yep.
about what your family member is doing. You're always worried that they're going to do something fucked up shit and cause them to either be harmed or dead, like my
Which
sister,
is
you
why
know?
the family is always in fight or flight, and they also need someone to talk to about it. Someone who can professionally help them because you have to kind of not break the ties. Obviously you care about that person, but you sort of have to. Like
Yeah.
I'll tell you something that I never thought I would share, but I went to jail and my mother didn't tell me till afterwards that she left me there. Number one, to teach me a lesson. Number two, because she didn't have to worry about where I was or if I was dead in a ditch somewhere. She knew where I was at all times,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And that was a comfort for her. She hated that I was there, and it was probably the hardest thing that she had to do, but she knew it was keeping me alive.
Right. I never felt so at peace when I found out she was in jail. That's when
Yep.
I could breathe, not be worried about. I understand that completely. I was not worried 1 second about my sister when I found out she went to jail. I was like, hell yeah. And that's awful.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I've never felt so helpless because you don't know how to help them. And actually, let me ask you, Nay, from your side, your point of view, what can you think of something that would have helped you back then that your mom or your sister could have done to help you?
You want me to tell you honestly? Because I've already
Hmm.
told you this. No.
Yeah, no, I want this for the
Nope.
public. That's why I'm asking you.
Nope. There is nothing that you can do until that person is ready. Absolutely nothing. You can shame them, you can help them, you can do whatever that is in your power, which part of it, that's kind of just enabling them, right? If you're giving them money and all
Mm-hmm.
of that, of course you want them to eat. You don't want them to starve. You don't want them homeless. But at one point, you have to help. You have to let them hit rock bottom because that's the
But
only way up is the only way from there is up. So they have to hit that, and they have to want it for themselves. There is
and
nothing anyone can do.
what I learned is rock bottom is different for everybody. Because at one
Yep.
point I thought she hit rock bottom. I was like, yes, this is gonna be it. This is gonna do it. It didn't, because her kid was everything to her. And do you know that she didn't lose him by the state? It's another situation, but she didn't lose him as far as from the state. But
Hmm.
she did lose him to the grandma. She took him to another state. And do you know that didn't, I thought that would help her and it didn't. And that shocked the shit out of me because I thought that was her rock bottom. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Hmm. Yep.
Yep.
I won't elaborate on touch on that one, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Larissa, I still have problems with it, but it's part of the recovery. So I know I'm getting better. Oh, yep. We're all working absolutely, Larissa. Absolutely. Hey, Jameson,
Jameson, hey wifey.
welcome in. And I hope I haven't rambled and went in circles. I know like some of the shit I probably said don't make sense. Like I started one story or one sentence and went to the next. Like I know I was all over the place. But like I said, this is a hard this is the first time I've ever actually spoke out about it in the
I'm
public.
proud of you. I didn't think you would. I mean, I know how hard
Yeah.
this is for you.
Yeah. Well, if anybody knows me and truly knows me, they know I'm a private person. I keep my circle small. I only tell a few people, only a few people know this about me, about my sister. So this is hard for me, but I don't know. It was on my vacation that it hit me. Like, I need to tell, like, what is wrong with me? I need to tell her story. So that's when it dawned on me that I need to do this because not only, I want to be a fixer. Well, don't let her die in vain. Tell her
Hmm.
story. It might help somebody else.
That's right.
So why not?
You're
And that's
probably
why
helping a lot right now and you don't even know it.
that's what made me decide. It's when I was in the mountains. I was down there by myself by the river, and just that was mine and her favorite place. She's with me many times camping. So I thought about her on this trip a lot, actually, a lot. And it just came to me. It was like, maybe her, you know, maybe her. It
Maybe it
might have
just
been
needed
her
to be the
telling me.
right time.
Right, right. Thank you, Foxy. Thank you, Krasuma. You telling her story is going to help so many. That's why I'm so open about my life because I hope it could help someone.
Well,
Absolutely,
and what's sad
Larissa.
is people have to be, scared to talk about this kind of shit, especially here, because you know how you people are, YouTube land. Um,
Yep,
but just know to anyone who is dealing with it, who has a family member dealing with it, you are safe with us. If you need to talk to us, we are here.
absolutely. And you can find, which I might have it in Nightbot, my email. I think I do. You can always email me. If anybody, like I said, I can help from this side the best I can because I'm on the opposite side. You can email me. I'll reach out. We'll have a discussion. There's Nay's email. She's willing to talk about, with anybody from her side. That's why I wanted Nay up here. I'm the outsider looking in. She's on the opposite side. So I thought we could, do this together from both sides.
Hmm.
Yep.
And I didn't want to. I wanted her to just keep this about her sister. But, I mean, it's just it's hard to not talk about it when you're already talking about it. I was just kind of here for
Exactly.
emotional support, but I don't
Well, and
have
I
a problem
wanted Nay.
telling, yeah,
Yeah, I
I don't
wanted
have a
Nay to
problem telling
talk.
people.
Exactly. And Larissa, I'm not worried about the fucking trolls. They can kiss my ass. Fuck them. I have nothing to hide. And that's one thing I don't. It was a me thing. It was more of a me thing than anybody else. Like that was stopping me. I don't worry about trolls. They can all kiss my ass. Anybody that judges has anything bad to say about what this discussion is, they're the ones going to hell, not me. So it'll be
Yep. And
okay.
if you got anything bad to say about me, just know I don't give one fuck. Not one fuck. So carry on.
That's right. Facts, Jack. That's right. We had to put that out there. You see them trolling? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we don't care.
No, I think you all
And
know now that
Larissa,
we've lived through worse than somebody talking a little shit. Okay, don't care.
yep. Larissa actually has a good story. I'm going to go ahead and put her channel in the comments so everybody can subscribe to her. She does cover the Kylie Rodney case. I know a lot of people's over that shit, but she does look at her videos in there. She has some good real life shit she talks about too. That's right, TF. Trolls have small weenies. Oh Lord. Thank you, Tracy. Nay, is there anything that you want to say?
No, no, ma'am. Just that if anyone needs anything, wants to talk about anything, addiction, losing kids, losing family members, I'm here for it.
Yes.
And I don't share
No,
people's business. So,
right. No, and that's one good thing. Nay and I have been friends for 5 years now. Nay?
something like that, yeah, maybe longer.
Yeah. Yeah. And Nay is my bestie. Um, we talk a lot outside of YouTube. She is my bestie. I'm going to timeout. Sorry, I'm struggling and protective. Oh, I must have missed something that
Oh, did I miss too? I wasn't
Shay,
watching.
it shows their evil heart. Yes, and intentions. Shay, honey, you don't ever go in timeout. Whatever you say, you're welcome here. Hi, Tony, welcome in. Hi, Judy, welcome in. Art was asking about Judy earlier. Thanks for coming by, Sue. This is a great, not enough talk about these issues. It does help. Thank you, Gray. And that's what I'm hoping, like I said, from both sides, it needed to be. It's a hard subject to cover and talk about, but it does need to be talked about. It really does.
Shay, you
To you
don't
with
have
it.
to leave. You can pop off here, love.
Absolutely. Yeah. Listen, Shay, I'm not going to put your ass in timeout. You can say whatever the hell you want, especially
Yep.
here. Shay, go for it, honey. I'm not going to stop you. You're safe here. That's for sure. Oh, Shay. I love her. I've always liked Shay. You guys are awesome for doing this. Very courageous and strong. Thank you, Larissa. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Larissa, do you want to pop up here and say anything?
I was about to
She
ask you
does.
that.
Yeah, she does a lot of panels, so I know she's not shy. Larissa's not
Just
shy.
don't show us your weenie, Larissa. We don't want to see it.
Right. I mean, I'm down. Okay, hold on. Let me, let's see. Let me copy and paste. Just one. Bear with me. Yeah, I'll have to put my thingamajigger up. So no tallywhackers. Okay, here's the link. I think, Larissa. And then let's go ahead and let me go to this. It's just, sorry, I'm talking out loud because I have to do it this way or I'm going to screw up. We don't want no tallywhackers just in case it's not. Um, let's do it like this. Wait, Larissa has, no, we hope not. But you know how other people will pretend to be this person, that person, and they'll grab the link and it's actually a troll wanting to show their little junk.
As if anyone
So
is going to be impressed.
exactly. Okay, hold on. Let me add you. Make sure. Is it you, Larissa?
It's me.
Okay, let's hide this now. How are you doing today?
I'm honestly in great spirits today. I
Good,
slept
good.
in. Um, after my live last night, I felt super empowered and like I gained a little bit of strength back because I had been going through some stuff, but seeing the people in chat and, them sharing their stories openly in my chat while I shared mine, it just was a very special moment. So I'm just very happy today and blessed. How are you guys?
No, I'm good. I feel lighter, after this live because, like I said, I was nervous as hell because it's just a hard, touchy subject for me. So I feel a lot better, actually.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yep.
lot better.
Hi, Larissa.
Hi, Nay, right?
Yes,
Okay. Hi, Nay. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to take the opportunity since you guys are talking about addiction, not really to share my story about it, but like, you know, I can't imagine how hard it was for you, Crazy, to be on the opposite end of it and deal with
Right.
someone who had an addiction. Because I know me looking back at my addiction and how bad it was, and, all the horrible things I was doing during that time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how much it was taking a toll on the people that loved me and how much I was hurting them.
Right.
So I just wanted to say, like, as much as it was hard for you to do the things that you did with your sister and everything like that, you did what you had to do, and I commend you for sharing that experience.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. With me, I have an alcohol addiction. I still struggle with it. There's some times where I slip, um, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it could be a day or it could be like a couple days or whatever you will. But I think that really encouraging people with addiction to seek help and to try and help them realize the problem that they have, um, you know, could help them because, as much as people say, oh, I don't want to go to rehab and I don't want to be locked up in a facility and I don't want to do this. If you're ready to just be over with your addiction, I suggest giving rehab a try. And the reason why I say that is because although I went to rehab 3 different times, each time I went, I felt like I had better tools to fight my addiction. So,
Right.
instead of me, if I do have a relapse, I'll relapse
Mm-hmm.
for a day and then I'll be like, okay, I'm not gonna do this right now. Like, I'm gonna try and fight this addiction again, with the tools that I received in rehab. Um,
Right.
it just gets easier and easier as it goes on, and it's not going to be an easy process, but trust in the process and believe in that process because you too can beat the addiction, you know um
Right.
Yeah, and I don't mean to cut you
Oh.
off, but it's important to know that everybody falls off at one point or another. No one's
yes.
perfect. The important thing is to get up and try again. Don't just give up and be like, oh well, I fell off the wagon, so it's okay for me to continue. No, you have to live it minute by minute. It's not
Hmm.
That's not just something people say.
Yeah, and every day is a new day. And hey, you slipped up last night, let's wake up today and let's make this a better day without it. Let's use some of our coping skills and our safety skills when it comes to addiction, and be open and honest with somebody that you trust as well.
Hmm.
Talking to people about it and letting them know your situation and how you feel can also help release some of the traumas that you're going through, and help with your battle with addiction as well. And it's not an easy thing, but I do want to say it is possible, and anybody out there who struggles with it, you can beat it.
And
you know
sometimes
Well.
that means avoiding certain people, certain situations. It's
yes.
okay. Be fucking selfish. It's okay.
Yeah.
And what you didn't realize during one time that you was getting help, you might you might pick up on it the second time you go get help, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know,
Hmm.
the first time I ever went to rehab, I will share this. The first time I ever went to rehab, I went in and I wanted to check myself out the first day. That's usually how I am. I always go in and want to check out the first day. But when I went the first time, the only reason I went is because I was homeless, and I figured, hey, if I go to this rehab and people think I'm getting help, then I'm going to come back out and be able to go live with somebody who thinks I'm recovered, but I'm going to sneak the alcohol in the background anyways, because I didn't take the program seriously. The second time I went is because I wanted to go, because I attempted to take my life, and I realized, the fact that I survived that I needed to go to a facility. I had a problem at this point. It was getting out of control. I was losing everything, and that was my rock bottom the second time I went. The third time I went, I relapsed for one day, and I woke up the next morning, and I really beat myself up over it, even though I shouldn't have, but I checked myself in to a rehab facility right away after that relapse, and it helps every time. I every time that you do something like that, the sober period extends to longer points. Like I went and got out and then drank. I went, got out, and then stayed sober for like a year and some. Then I relapsed, and then I stayed sober for however many months. It just gets longer and longer, and better if you keep utilizing the resources and the tools that they give you within those resources.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm sorry and I'm glad that you are, like you said, getting stronger. You have your, weak moments, and you overcome them. That's what's important.
Yeah.
Everybody falls, but it's you getting back up. It's an important thing,
And
Yeah.
being open about it is important too, not hiding
Right.
it. Because if you're hiding, you're doing something wrong.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing too, is just like, yeah, you do have to pick yourself up off the floor. Like, you can beat the addiction. Don't let the addiction beat you.
Right.
We see it's really horrible that in the area that I live in, close to the LA area, that they're handing out drug pipes to the homeless that are sitting on the street. There's literally videos of people handing out these drug pipes to people on the streets of LA, and you wonder why the streets of LA have so many dead bodies in them.
Right.
The statistics, it is insane on losses from addiction. Not to mention everything, drug wise is pretty much laced with fentanyl now. And just this tiniest bit of fentanyl can kill you. And the fact that there is certain states making certain things legal, there is certain states handing out the resources for them to use drugs, it's horrible. And I think that's
It makes
something
people
also
easier
that,
to control.
yeah, that's something also that I feel like needs to be addressed and spoken on, because what are we doing? We're feeding the addiction that people have. We're not helping them.
Right. That's, to me, enabling. I just don't understand that. I might be wrong, but I never could understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand what the benefit of them encouraging that really is. What is the benefit of that? Is that a form of population control in this state or in whatever other states?
That's how I believe, Larissa, right
Why?
there, what you said.
Yeah.
It's a form of control, absolutely. People in
Yeah.
that mindset are just way easier to get shit over on.
Yeah. And it's
Yep.
All you got to
horrible.
do is hand them their drug and they're happy. That's all they want.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's like
Nobody is
handing
going to
somebody
complain.
suicidal the gun.
Yeah.
Hand them the gun. That's the same thing.
Yeah. It's just it's a very sad thing. And I think also with the crisis that we're having with addiction and drugs and alcohol and things like that, I think that especially with drugs and how deadly they are, I feel like there should be Narcan available and easily available for people, for family members who have family who is addicted and things like that. That's another thing. Please keep Narcan on hand. If you have a family member, a friend, make sure that they have Narcan. That's something that can help in case anything happens. If they don't want to fix their addiction, at least they have the resources, or you have the resources to potentially save their life. And you know, the hope in that is that is their rock bottom, like you guys say, and that because they get a second chance at life, they turn themselves around, you know. So I would definitely, you know, stock up on that stuff, and make sure that you check where you can get that.
I have to disagree with Art on this one. I honestly think Narcan is enabling it. I disagree with that. I can't help but I disagree, and that's okay.
I mean, I see that point of view because it's almost like their saving grace. Like, some people know that, hey, if I have Narcan, I can go overdose and somebody's gonna, you know, give me Narcan and I'm gonna live, and then I can wake up and continue my addiction. I get that in a sense. So I kind of understand what Art meant by that.
Yeah. I know I've heard a lot of people say, even with the Narcan, they should only, use it one time. And if the person ODs again, they shouldn't be allowed to have it again. I don't agree with that. I used to think
Right.
weird ways. I get that. And I understand why people think that. But people have issues, and I've seen people get clean and they don't
Mhm.
realize that shit has got a hold of them like it has. That's the thing. They don't realize. In my opinion, they don't. My sister didn't realize. I don't think, you all. I really don't.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, I feel like mental health is a huge player when it comes to addiction as well. So, you know, anybody dealing with mental health, find a healthy way to, um, I don't know how to word it. Find a healthy way to heal from your traumas, whether it's a person to talk to, whether it's therapy, whether it's going on a platform and sharing your story to people to see the encouragement. Um, Talk to somebody, because usually what happens with people who are holding so much trauma and pain, like in my situation, we run from things and we want to numb it and we don't want to feel it anymore, and we want the thoughts in our head to stop, and
Right.
it can be deadly. So please, everybody, like, your mental health is very important, and that ties in with bullying too. We shouldn't be bashing and bullying each other, because that plays on mental health and that leads to addiction.
Amen, sister. Amen. Especially the people that's already dealing with things that might push them over the edge. And right there, what you just said, and that's an issue amongst these streets. It's a horrible issue, the bullying. Yep.
Yeah, it's horrible. It really is despicable. I'm not going to lie. You know, I was part of it at one time. We all know that. But I see things so much differently now. And I'm glad that I've been able to connect with people who seem to actually be genuine and stick to their values. Um,
Right.
you know, so I'm appreciative for a second chance. And I just hope that by everybody sharing their stories, like you sharing your sister's story, me sharing mine, Nay, you sharing a little bit of your experience, that we do touch somebody somewhere and we can save a life.
Mhm. That's
Let's hope
my
so.
main thing. Mhm. And
Yeah, I have a
again, you
problem
have
with
her
people
email.
bashing. Yeah,
Mhm.
I have a problem with people bashing and all of that. There's no point to it. There's no point to it. I don't know when people forgot how to be decent human beings, but it's free, by the way. It's free to be a decent
Mhm.
human being.
Right.
You're not helping people by tearing them down.
Right. Nope. Be better. That's the thing. Like, it it's crazy how they want to drag people and cause issues, cause hurt, make it worse on their mental health. It's just, I don't understand it. I don't
hmm
understand it.
And not that there's a good reason, but normally it's over some stupid shit, stupid petty shit.
Mm-hmm. Dumpsy Daisy, I'll absolutely pray for you. Yep. I'll accept prayers to free me from alcohol addiction. Absolutely. And that was your drug of choice, right? Larissa, was alcohol?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very hard thing because it's alcohol is one of the, drugs, they're all around you, but they're not as easy to get as if you can't walk into a grocery store and say, hey, I'm going to get some cocaine.
Right.
You can walk into the grocery store and be shopping and struggling with your addiction, and you see the alcohol aisle and it's a temptation. You go to a Circle K or a gas station. Some gas stations out here have alcohol. Alcohol is a very hard one. And alcohol, you know, it is pretty deadly as well. If you quit right away, depending on how much you drink, it's a scary thing to get off of. It's a very hard thing to detox yourself off of. So I just pray that whoever is struggling with the alcohol addiction, which was Daisy, I believe, it will get better. It will get better. And I pray for you that you can work through it. I still have struggles with it, and it's okay. But there is resources, and if you need resources, I'm sure Crazy Mama and myself, Nay, people in the chat could get those to you, so that way, you can get the help that you need if you really want to be free of it.
See, Dempsey Daisy asked, headphones, how did you do it? Because headphones said that it's been 8 years, 7 months alcohol free. It's not always easy, but it's definitely worth it. So that's good. I'm proud of you, headphones. And
Yeah,
you got this,
that's
Dempsey
awesome.
Daisy. Yes, and you've got it.
You don't realize how good it is until you're far out of it, you know? You don't realize what you lose. You don't realize how much better your life can be without it when you're not numbing everything, you know?
Well, and the first step is acknowledging you have an issue. That's the
Yep.
first step that I never could get my sister to understand. That's the first step, in my opinion. Do you all think so? Like, you being on that side, do you think the first step is acknowledging you have a problem?
Yes, because I never thought it was a problem. You just heard me say that I did it to
Yeah.
feel normal. I didn't do it, and I didn't do it to the excess. To the outside looking in, other people might have, they might have noticed
Hmm.
that I was different or off, but I didn't feel messed up. I just felt okay.
Yeah, and if you can realize you have a problem before you hit your rock bottom, that's an even bigger accomplishment, because some of us, like myself, I had to hit a really, really, really low rock bottom for me to realize, wow, this really is a problem, because I almost took myself out of my son's life, and that is so selfish of me. And I realized in that moment how selfish I was being with my alcohol addiction, and how selfish I was being about my life, and that really is what has been pushing me, and still to this day my kids are what pushes me to stay sober and to keep fighting the good fight against addiction.
Right.
That's
And
amazing,
kudos.
Marissa.
Hmm. Everybody in here, even Jane Doe, she's celebrating 6 years drug and alcohol free this month. Congratulations, because shit, from what I've seen, it's hard.
It's very hard, and that's
Hmm.
huge accomplishments. The fact that you guys have years sober is huge accomplishments. And you know even though relapse is a part of recovery, um I really hope that because you've been 6 years strong, that you don't have to start all over.
Absolutely. Yep. One day at a time, Jane Doe. One day at a time. That's right.
And 1 minute at a time, if that's what you need. Some people need, some people it's minute by minute.
Hmm. And again, if you need to reach out, my email is on my about section. Nay put hers down in
Yeah, I'll drop mine
chat.
again.
Yeah. Because, like I said, I don't understand, that side of it, but I understand that other side, and I'm here for anybody that needs anything. There's Nay's email. Let me pin it. I think I did it. Nope. Oh, shit. There we go. There we go. Well, I hope this helps at least one person, like I said, and I do want to cover it again. I do want to talk and do another live on it. because I do think this is an important subject that isn't talked about enough. That people are ashamed, even myself. Like I said, I was ashamed to even talk about it. And that's not okay. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be ashamed. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Everybody goes and hell, like Judy said earlier, everybody has an addiction, whether it's cigarettes, pop, hell, YouTube. YouTube's an addiction.
Yep.
People
Yep.
can't get the hell off YouTube. Everybody has an addiction.
Right. Your favorite TV show that you watch consistently is an addiction. You're addicted to the show,
Yes, absolutely.
So
So,
everybody struggles with that. Yes.
yes, yes. Well, I
Art,
appreciate
yes,
you
you're
all coming
right.
up.
And write them down. Write them down.
Yes.
Keep yourself accountable and check them off. You'd be surprised, especially people with an OCD brain like mine, you'd be surprised how that little bit of accomplishment helps to keep going.
Hmm. And if anybody wants to do a panel about this and wants to come up and tell their story, reach out to me, email me. We'll set up a live. We'll do this again. I'll do this as many times as it takes. If somebody wants to talk, reach out to me. I got you. We'll do this. You want to do it behind the scenes, that's fine too. But if you
Yep.
want to do it like this, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea for your channel and what you're trying to put out there, for awareness, that you give people the opportunity, if they do want to publicly come clean and share their stories to encourage other people. That's an awesome thing, because the more people that come out and tell their stories to the public, the more people that it can help. And you have a platform to give that opportunity. So I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because
For
most
sure.
addicts are just looking for someone to relate to feel comfortable
Right.
with, to talk about their stuff. And that's hard to find.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not enough people talk about it. Like I said, it's you never see anybody talk about it because hell, they're ashamed or whatever the reason. But it does need to come out and talk about it more, and it does help. I feel like it helped me a lot. This live, I feel so much lighter. I do. I feel
Mm-hmm.
so much lighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
I'm
you
still a little sweaty, but I feel better.
Oh no, damn it.
yeah, just if you lay everything out on the table and you're open and honest about everything, there's nothing that anybody can do to attack you or come for you, because
Yep.
you already put it all out there. The people who want to judge can judge, but the people who appreciate you and acknowledge you and support you are the real ones that we should be paying attention to. And people can't hurt you if you're open and honest and just lay it all out.
The
Yep.
ones that matter won't judge. The rest of them can kiss our asses. That's how I see it. There's that.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, the ones that matter won't judge. They'll be
Mhm.
understanding and listen, but the rest of them can go to hell, So Headphone said talking about it definitely has helped me. Anytime I feel the want to drink, I make sure to share the feelings with someone. So see, that's a good. Okay. Okay. Well, I think I will end this unless anybody else has anything. Um, and like I said, we'll do this again. And if anybody wants, reach out to me, reach out to Nay. We
Mm-hmm.
got you.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening and not being judgmental assholes in the chat. Appreciate it.
Yes. This has been a good chat. This has been a good panel. I appreciate you all for coming up and helping.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank
of
Larissa
course.
for coming to tell your story.
Yes.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
absolutely. It's very commendable what you guys did. So I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here to spread a little light as well alongside you guys.
Right. And Judy, you never have to worry about how I'm feeling because I say it.
Yeah.
My blunt ass will tell you how I feel. Well, until next time, stay blessed. And like I said, if you all need anything, reach out. My email's on my about, and Nay put hers in chat. And until next time, be good.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.